Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. First and foremost, all praises to Abinawi Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Mashiach Yahushai. It's your brother Ephraim Kabar out of T.H.U.G Under God, aka Thug Camp, and to my left. So once again, it's another Sabbath, so we're going to go over these laws, statutes, commandments. So let's start again with the book of Joshua, chapter 1, and read verse 7. We're going to go over two chapters today, Exodus 21 and Exodus 22. So we're going to cover only two chapters for now on, and then afterwards, if people have questions or anything, we can go over questions. So read that, Joshua 1 and 7.
Joshua 1 and 7. Only be thou strong and courageous, that thou mayest observe to do according to all the law which Moses my servant commanded thee. Turn not from it to the right hand, or to it, or to the which,
or to the left.
Or to the left, which I swear unto Abraham. Or to the left, that thou mayest prosper whitherso thou goest.
Go ahead.
This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all the law that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success.
So we got to continue to keep pushing this. This is what I'm going to keep pushing. We got to meditate about these scriptures. We shouldn't be too much concerned about different things, but the law, statutes, and commandments. You know what I mean? Every camp got different doctrines, but we all must understand law, statute, commandments. That's the most important thing that we must focus on. That's what counts. And having faith. So let's go to Exodus 21, and let's get some understanding on about the Hebrew servants. So Exodus chapter 21, and we're going to go into Exodus chapter 22. And that's where we're going to cover this this Shabbat. So Exodus 21 and 1. Go ahead and read that up.
Now these are the judgments which thou shalt set before them. If thou by a Hebrew servant 6 years he shall serve, and the seventh he shall go out free for nothing.
So hold that. Give me Leviticus chapter 25. So that's like if a person's wealthy or so, and he got his own business or is doing his own thing, and he buys a Hebrew servant, meaning he's paying that person. So it's not slaves. So read Leviticus 25, start verse 38 to 43.
I'm Yahweh your God, which brought you forth out of the land of Egypt to give you the land of Canaan, and to be your God. And if thy brother that dwelleth with thee be waxen poor, and be sold unto thee, thou shalt not compel him to serve as a bondservant.
So you see, if he's waxing poor, if he needs help, he ain't supposed to be sold as a slave. That's what a bondservant is. Go ahead.
But as an hired servant.
But you got to pay that man or that sister. Go ahead.
And as a sojourner he shall be with thee, and shall serve thee unto the year of Jubilee.
With the year of Jubilee, we covered that probably a month or so ago, dealing with that after the 7th year. That's what the year of Jubilee, they was able to be released. Or some of them, depending on what it was able to be brought back. Go ahead.
And then,
or redeemed, should I say, use the word redeemed. Go ahead.
And then shall he depart from thee, both he and his children with him, and shall return unto his own family, and unto the possession of his fathers shall he return.
Go ahead.
For they are my servants, which I brought forth out of the land of Egypt. They shall not be sold as bondmen.
So we're not supposed to be selling our people as slaves. Go ahead.
Thou shalt not rule over him with rigor.
Meaning we aren't supposed to deal harshly towards our brothers or sisters. Go ahead.
But shalt fear thy God.
So we must fear the Most High. So we must treat our brothers and sisters with respect, and don't be, being disrespectful for no reason. Don't have problems with brothers or sisters for no reason. I see that all the time amongst Israel, back and forth on Facebook and so forth and so on. We must not deal with each other like that. That's not the spirit of Christ. So go back to Exodus 21 and read verse 2 again.
If thou buy a Hebrew servant, 6 years he shall serve, and in the 7th he shall go out free for nothing. If he came in by himself, he shall go out by himself.
So if he came into his he came and worked or did what he had to do, came by himself, he goes by himself, right? Go ahead.
If he were married, then his wife shall go out with him.
So if he's married, then his wife and the man go freely, right? Continue.
If his master have given him a wife.
But if his master means just like your boss. It ain't meaning like what people think of today, how the white man was treating us, beating the hell out of us in slavery and stuff. When you look at the word master, it's just like the Lord, or it also can mean husband or ruler. Go ahead.
If his master have given him a wife, and she had borne him sons or daughters, the wife and her children shall be her master's.
So the wife and the children should be her master's. The one that gave it to him. That's his property, that's his belonging. Go ahead.
And he shall go out by himself.
And he should go by himself. That's if the man of the house gave his wife, or gave him a woman, maybe one of his or maybe a concubine or something, or a servant or maid servant, I should say, and that still belongs to that man. Go ahead.
And if the servant shall plainly say, I love my master, my wife, and my children, I will not go out free.
So he's having a good time. He's getting treated with respect. He reminds you we can't deal harshly with our brothers or sisters. So if he's having a good time, he feel like, I'm poor, I don't have nobody, family, I don't have nothing else, I'd rather stay here. Go ahead.
Then his master shall bring him unto the judges. He shall also bring him to the door, or unto the doorpost. And his master shall bore his ear through with an awl, and he shall serve him forever.
So he was supposed to pierce his ear, and then he was supposed to serve him forever. Go ahead. That's if he wanted to stay. So it wasn't mandatory. That's if he decided to stay. It wasn't like how the white men back in slavery, they didn't tell us, okay, you serve me, I pay you some money, and the 7th year we'll let you go. We worked free for 400 years. Go ahead.
And if a man sell his daughter to be a maidservant, she shall not go out as the manservants do.
So she was supposed to go out like that 7th year. Go ahead.
If she please not her master who had betrothed her to himself.
So hold that, give me 1 Peter 3. Because some people might take scriptures out of context. That's why with all I getting, you must get understanding. Because I see a lot of brothers take stuff and they say, oh, this is why I treat my wife bad, or this is why I do this. You're not supposed to treat your wife bad or do things that brothers are doing. You have to still understand. These women that's sincere, these are still the daughters of the Most High. And like any other father, if you do wrong to a woman that's sincere and trying to live right, you do it horribly to her, that father of hers, which is her heavenly father, is going to do something about it. You know what I mean? So you got to make sure you're treating your wife with respect, just like she's going to treat you as respect, both parties. So give me 1 Peter 3, verse 5 and 6.
For after this manner in the old time, the holy women also, who trusted in God, adorned themselves, being in subjection unto their own husbands.
So there was righteous women in the Bible. You know what I mean? I know some brothers might try to say, oh, all the women in the world is wicked. No, there's righteous women in the Bible. There's righteous women out there. Go ahead.
Likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to the knowledge.
So you're supposed to deal with them as you're supposed to give them knowledge, wisdom, understanding. You can't just say, oh, you're the wife, I'm going to just get all the knowledge and forget you. No, you're supposed to be giving them wisdom, knowledge, understanding. Don't just try to make a woman your wife just to sleep with her. No, you got to do it righteously in order. Go ahead.
Giving honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel.
So you're supposed to give honor, respect to that woman, as a weaker vessel. You can't just say, oh, you're the woman, shut the hell up, you don't have no nothing. You know what I mean? You got to understand that y'all are one. You know what I mean? So you must deal with her as the weaker vessel. Go ahead.
And as being heirs together of the grace of life, that your prayers be not hindered.
So y'all supposed to come together and be on one accord so that your prayers, that the Most High will hear your prayers. Because if y'all not, your prayers ain't gonna be heard. Go ahead. Or you might not receive a blessing because you wasn't dealing with your wife with order. Or the other way around. Go ahead.
Finally, be ye all of one mind, having compassion
Read verse 6 again, it's like that. Just that first part.
even as Sarah obeyed Abraham, calling him Lord.
So go back to Exodus 21. So Sarah obeyed Abraham, calling him Lord. Lord also represent master or ruler of the house or leader or husband. So read verse 8 again.
If she pleased not her master,
if she pleased, meaning she did evil towards him, or she's wicked towards that her master, which is her Lord, which is her husband. You look it up in Hebrew. Go ahead.
Who hath betrothed her to himself, then shall he let her be redeemed.
Which betrothed meaning like he assigned her to himself. Go ahead.
To sell her unto a strange nation.
No, reverse that again. It's like it.
If she please not her master, who hath betrothed her to himself, then shall he let her be redeemed.
So she's able to be rescued out of that. She's able to be pretty much delivered out of that situation that she's in. You know what I mean? So if wickedness going on, somebody was able to redeem her. You know, just like we read about in I believe it's in Leviticus, about how, and also in Deuteronomy, you can go redeem your items, you know, your property after that 7 year. You know, I mean, we went over that. Go ahead.
Then shall he let her be redeemed. To sell her unto a strange nation, he shall have no power, seeing he hath dealt deceitfully with her.
So he can't just, it's like, reverse 8 again, it's like it.
If she please not her master, who hath betrothed her to himself, then shall he let her be redeemed, to sell her unto a strange nation.
So, continue.
He shall have no power, seeing he hath dealt deceitfully with her.
Meaning, he cannot sell her to a strange nation. If he do that, he has no power, and he have dealt with her deceitfully, because you can't do that to your sister, or you can't do that to a person of your nation. Go ahead.
And if he had betrothed her unto his son,
so if he assigned her to his son, go ahead.
He shall deal with her after the manner of daughters.
So he's supposed to treat her as a what? A daughter. Go ahead.
If he take him another wife.
So I know a lot of people take this scripture. I probably even use this scripture as talking about polygamy, even though polygamy is 100% lawful to do. When you read in this entirety, from verse 7 all the way to 11, it's not really talking about a polygamy. You see what I'm saying? But even though polygamy is 100% lawful to do, so no man or woman can speak up against polygamy. But this scripture right here is not talking about polygamy. But read verse 10.
If he take him another wife.
So if he take him another wife, it's talking about, because remind you, verse 8, what did he do? He got rid of his first. So that means if you go marry another one, go ahead.
Her food, her raiment, and her duty of marriage shall he not diminish.
He's supposed to still take care of the one that he put away. That's the understanding. You see what I'm saying? Even though a man can take another wife. But this scripture, when you read from 7 to 10, is not talking about that. Go ahead, read verse 11.
And if you do not these three unto her.
So if you don't do these three unto her, go ahead.
Then shall she go out free without money.
Then she can go out free. You see that? So you must take care of business. Go ahead. So like I said, when you read from 7 to 10, in its entirety, it's not talking about polygamy, even though polygamy is 100% lawful. Go ahead.
He that smiteth
I'm trying to say, oh, he from every bar. No. It's still lawful to do. There's no law that says a man can't take another wife. You see what I'm saying? But that's up to that man if he's able to do so. But you must still deal with both parties with love. You know what I mean? He's still supposed to, love his wife like he loves himself, like Ephesians chapter 5 says. You can't go around, showing love to one and being hatred towards the other and just being evil as hell to the other. You know what I mean? Or vice versa. You got to treat both of them with respect and love. Go ahead.
He that smiteth a man so that he dies shall surely be put to death.
So hold that, give me Leviticus 24. So that's why it's important going over these laws, because then you'll get a better understanding, okay, this is what it's really talking about. Because if you just reading one scripture or something, or just taking one precept and this and that, sometimes it's good to get the full understanding. So get Leviticus 24, verse 17.
And he that killed any man shall surely be put to death.
Read that one more time.
And he that kills any man shall surely be put to death.
You ain't supposed to kill or murder. Go back to Leviticus 21:12.
Leviticus 21:12. He that smiteth a man so that he dies shall surely be put to death.
So you hit a man, or that man's supposed to be put to death. So, now dealing with the time of Christ, if a man or a woman, murder somebody, the Lord is allowing us to be forgiven. But back during the time of the law of Moses, you kill somebody, you're really going to be put to death. Or you murder somebody, you're going to be murdered. Eye for eye, tooth for a tooth. And also, it tells you in 1 John, if you hate your brother, you already commit murder in your heart. So we got to stop being hatred towards another. These different camps against camps, we got to stop doing that. You know what I mean? If you feel that brother is completely off, you can rebuke him, but showing hatred towards him, that's off. You know what I mean? It's one thing to rebuke a brother, try to correct him if he's going off, but it's another thing of being evil and showing hatred and towards that brother. So, read verse 13 now.
If a man lie in wait, but God deliver him into his hand, then I will appoint thee a place where he shall flee.
So hold that, get understanding. Numbers 35. So what is that talking about? The land of refuge. And y'all brothers understand? Remember what the land of refuge is about?
The land of refuge?
Yeah. Does anybody remember? Yeah, like when somebody kills somebody accidentally and then go.
You gotta send them away to that land. And they can't go there by themselves. Like, boy, he ran away to that land. And he was like, you looking guilty.
Yeah.
Oh, you talking about that?
Yeah, so Numbers 35, 10 through 15. So it's gonna give you what it's talking about. So Numbers 35, verse 10.
Speaking to the children of Israel and say unto them, when ye become into the Jordan, come over Jordan into the land of Canaan, then ye shall appoint you cities to be cities of refuge for you, that the slayer may flee thither, which killeth any person unaware.
So this is a person that not murdered, because a murderer was supposed to be put to death in the time of Moses. But this is if a man kills somebody as an accident, unaware. Go ahead.
And they shall be unto you cities for refuge from the avenger, and the manslayer die not. Until he stand before the congregation in judgment.
So he go, you know what I mean? Because if he don't flee into the city of refuge, what will happen? The person that's probably one of his loved ones is going to go and retaliate. So even if he accidentally killed them or not, or intentionally, it didn't matter. Some brothers like, oh, you killed my family. It was an accident, brother. I don't give it down. I'm taking your life. So that's why he fled. Go ahead.
And of these cities which he shall give, 6 cities shall ye have for refuge. Ye shall give 3 cities on the side of this side of the Jordan, and 3 cities shall ye give in the land of Canaan.
Go ahead.
Which shall be cities of refuge.
Go ahead.
These 6 cities shall be a refuge both for the children of Israel and for the stranger and for the sojourner among them, that every one that kills any person unaware may flee thither.
15.
And if he smite him with an instrument of iron.
Oh, it's like it. I just go back to Exodus 20. So we have 6 cities, 3 cities over there by Jordan, and then 3 cities in the land of Canaan. So Exodus 21 verse 14 now.
But if a man come presumptuously upon his neighbor to slay him with guile, thou shalt take him from mine altar, that he may die. So
this is if he kills someone on purpose. Now go to back to Numbers 35. Or actually go to Deuteronomy. Yeah, go to Deuteronomy chapter 19. So this is if he killed that brother, or he murdered that brother. Not killed, but murdered. So there's a difference between kill and murder. So Deuteronomy 19, verse 11 through 13.
But if any man hate his neighbor and lie in wait for him and rise up against him and smite him mortally that he die and fleeth into one of these cities, then the elders of his city shall send and fetch him thence and deliver him into the hand of the avenger of blood, that he may die.
So he tried to. So it ain't no, the city of refuge ain't for those that murder people. It's for those that kill, on an accident. So if a person was murder somebody and then try to flee, take off, no, it don't work like that. You ain't about to murder somebody and think he like, okay, I'm about to go to the city of refuge. No. Continue out.
That I shall not pity him, but thou shalt put away the guile, the guilt of the innocent blood from Israel, that he may go well with thee.
For the Most High, that's one thing the Most High don't deal with. Like you killing somebody, if you murder or kill somebody or murder somebody without a cause, that's innocent blood. You know what I mean? That's why it tells you in the pocket, for the souls of the righteous, of the innocent blood, he's going to require in thy hand. So if you people doing that, and they had nothing to do with that person, no beef, no nothing, that person did nothing to you, you did that, well, Most High is going to deal with you. So go back to Exodus 21.
Exodus 21 and 15. And he that smiteth his father or his mother shall surely be put to death.
So that's common sense. You know what I mean? We read last week, if he that curses, not even to kill him, but to wish death upon him. That's the curse on his mother or father. He should, it's pretty much he's going to be in darkness. Most High going to bug him out for doing that, because you have to really honor your parents, man. It's not to the point honoring your parents, meaning if they tell you, if they fix you some damn pork chops or something, you might say, I gotta honor my parents and eat this plate. No. That's if they're dealing with stuff lawfully. But you should definitely look out for your parents. If they tell you to do something, you're definitely supposed to do it. A lot of people, they wait, they parents be elderly, they up in a damn nursing home, don't visit them, don't do none. And they might have some money put away or something, and as soon as that person dies, here come all the family members, all the aunts and sisters and brothers. I'm pretty sure everybody got a family member like that, that they always do that. As soon as their hand is out, or they wait till that person on his dying bed, and then they want to come around. And then they want to be, hey auntie, you remember me? And no. You know what I mean? Definitely, treat them like that's your parent. They brought you into this world. So, continue out verse 16.
And he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death.
And Esau done this. He stole us. He sold us. And we're still following the white man's sin. We still in his rulership, right? Go to Obadiah verse 10. Go to Obadiah verse 10. So Obadiah, like the brother get it. Close to Amos. Old Testament. And make sure brothers and sisters get familiar with y'all Bibles. I know that 1611 is very hard to find certain scriptures. You know what I mean? Because they be having books up, they be having names up, and they be the wrong book. Like, hold on, and this ain't the right book. They might have two names on one in the back, one in the front, different names, but it'll be the same chapter of the same book. So Obadiah verse 10, go ahead and read that up.
For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever.
So that violence he did, he stole us, he sold us, you know what I mean, he lynched us, castrated us, you know, he's still gunning us down the streets, we still in his hand. Go ahead.
In the day that thou stoodest on the other side, in the day that the stranger carried away captive his forces, and foreigners entered into his gates, and cast lots upon Jerusalem, even thou wast as one of them.
So the Babylonians took us down, you know, Egyptians, all the different nations, I'm not gonna look for the brother. So all the different nations, you know, took us down. Esau was waiting to cut us off. Go ahead, Shalom, brother. Go ahead.
But thou shouldest not have looked on the day of thy brother in the day he became a stranger. Neither shouldest thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction. Neither shouldest thou have spoken proudly in the day of distress.
So they was happy when Esau was happy when we fell. You know, go ahead.
Thou shouldest not have entered into the gate of my people in the day of their calamity.
You see how the Lord said you should not have looked, you should have not have entered into the gate of my people. Go ahead.
Thou shouldest not have looked on their affliction in the day of their calamity, nor have laid hands on their substance in the day of their calamity.
They was happy we fell, but they robbed us. We in Obadiah. Go ahead.
Neither shouldest thou have stood in the crossway to cut off those of his that did escape. Neither shouldest thou have delivered up those of his that did remain in the day of distress.
So now give me Psalms 137. Psalms chapter 137. Psalms 137, we're going to start at verse 7 and 10. Wait for a second. So Psalms 137, verse 7 and 10. Read that up.
Remember, O Lord, O Yahweh, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof.
So raise it means to destroy. So they were saying destroy Jerusalem. Go ahead, lay it flat. Go ahead.
O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed.
So Babylon comes from the Hebrew word Babel, which means confusion. This is the daughter of Babylon, America. Go ahead. This ain't actual Babylon, but this is a pretty much replica of her. Go ahead.
Happy shall he be that rewarded thee as thou hast served us.
So the way they punished us, the way they took us and sold us, we're going to be happy that we're going to pay them back the same. Go ahead.
Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones.
So we're going to be happy that take their little red little babies and dash them against the stone. You know what I mean? So Christians might not want to read that. They say, oh, hell no, not the little babies. Yeah. Because what did they do to our babies? Go back to Exodus 21. What they do to our babies? They fed them to alligators. You know what I mean? Psalms 137 verse 10. So they was feeding our babies to alligators. You know what I mean? They was our women hanging our women upside down. They was pregnant and cutting the baby out of them and stuff, slumping on them, bashing their heads against the stone as well. They did that to our brothers and sisters in the islands. Definitely did that to Ephraim. You know what I mean? Went to Puerto Rico, went to Mexico, went to some different places and was bashing their heads against the stone and also feeding them to dogs. You know what I mean? So go back to Exodus 21. That's probably why I don't like dogs so much. You know? Remember that. So Exodus 21, verse 17.
And he that curses his father or his mother shall surely be put to death.
So we don't. So you don't supposed to. You know, verse 15 say he that pretty much killed his father and mother was going to be put to death, or even smite his father. So that's even those that even hit their parents. You know what I mean? That child was supposed to be put to death, and that goes on amongst Israel. You know what I mean? I've seen brothers fighting their mom on YouTube and little boys and stuff. I'm like, dang. You know, growing up, we didn't have that disrespect. We honor our parents because we already knew that belt coming out, grandma's gonna come over, uncle's coming over, everybody gonna take a turn whipping that butt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Go ahead.
And if men strive together, and one smite another with a stone or with his fist, and he died not, but keepeth his bed.
So a man got a, beef, whatever. They strive, they fighting against each other, right? And one of them strike him, he don't die, but he hospitalizing him, you know what I mean? Go ahead.
And he died not, but keepeth his bed. If he rise again and walk abroad upon his staff, then shall he that smote him be quit.
So no charges be done to him. Go ahead.
Only he shall pay for the loss of his time.
All that time that he lost from work, he gotta compensate that. Go ahead.
And shall cause him to be thoroughly healed.
So you must be taking care of that brother. So that's brotherly love. So it wasn't nothing wrong with having a discourse with brothers, going to war with each other. Like even back then, growing up, brothers would get in a fight and shake hands afterwards. Like, okay, you might see that sometimes. You might see that, but a lot of the time you get in a fight with a brother. People like, man, I gotta kill this brother because I know he's gonna come back. If I beat him up, he's gonna come back and do what? Kill me. You know what I mean? Or his boy's gonna do this, or it's like that's why a lot of brothers be going like, I just gotta kill this brother, get him out the way. Because if he gonna retaliate, he's gonna come harder. You know what I mean? Go ahead. Especially putting it all on YouTube and stuff and showing you getting your butt whipped on YouTube and stuff. People like, oh, hold on, man, I gotta retaliate, I gotta redeem myself, man. So that's why we gotta keep that brotherly love, man. What's that, verse 19? Gone.
20. And if a man smite his servant or his maid with a rod, and he die under his hand, he shall surely be punished.
So read Proverbs 13 and 24. So it said, if a man smite his servant or his maid servant. So remind you, verse 10 says that woman, that young maid, was as a daughter. So the people that came into your house, you treated them like your son or your daughter. So just like you able to beat whoop your kids, you was able to whip them that was working because you took them into your home. So you kind of like adopted them into your family. So you was able to chastise and whipping them. That doesn't mean you should be at home beating your wife or like using the scripture. Oh, you see, you have to whoop them. I know. You gotta be careful. You know what I mean? So get Proverbs 13:24. Because I know some people might read this and say, oh, I can hit my wife or I can do this. No, I'm not talking about that. Get understanding. So Proverbs 13 verse 24, read that out.
He that spared the rod hateth his son.
So he that spared the rod hateth his son, go ahead.
But he that loveth him chastiseth him betimes.
So he'll whoop his butt many times. So just like his servant that came into this house, that's his. That's of his. So that's like his son and his daughter. He can whoop that child. Give me Proverbs chapter 19. Proverbs chapter 19, verse 18.
Chasten thy son while there is hope, and
So,
let
whoop his butt. Take care of that thing. Don't be scared. Go ahead.
not thy soul spare for his crime.
Don't worry about his crying. I know my mom and, stepdad didn't give a damn about me crying. You know what I mean? They'll still be, that's that good. You move, you're going to get 20 more. You know what I mean? So it wasn't though my little sister could get away with that. They'll start crying the first hit. And then your father would have more remorse for the daughter. But when it came to the sons, hell nah, boy, you get that fire. You know what I mean? He ain't holding back nothing. He giving you all his strength and stuff. So go back to Exodus 21. And they'll go to verse 21.
Notwithstanding, if he continue a day or two, he shall not be punished, for his money. Excuse me.
But that's of his. That's his possession. Go ahead.
If men strive and hurt a woman with child, so that her fruit depart from her, and yet no mischief follow, he shall be surely punished, according as the woman's husband will lay upon him, and he shall pay as the judges determine.
So if a man fighting, they accident going crazy and stuff, a woman with child near, they fighting to the point that one of them get knocked over and hit the woman, or made the woman fall or something, she lose her child. But once they seen that, it says, yet no mischief follow. Mischief represent like harm or hurt. So after they seen that, they didn't pursue. They didn't keep on, going or anything. They stopped. They didn't, cause any more damage towards that person. Then go to the judges, and you're supposed to have paid for that child. You know what I mean? But continue. Check this out.
And if any mischief follow,
meaning if they continue to bring harm, they keep on, they don't give a damn, they see the kid, they see the pregnant woman and they knocked her over, they still, whatever, they might be still, stumping her too. Go ahead.
Then thou shalt give life for life.
Then life for life. Go ahead.
Eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, foot for foot, burning for burning, wound for wound, strike for strike.
Okay, hold that. Give me Matthew 5. Let's see what Christ said though. So back then, like the time of Moses, they didn't play with it. You know what I mean? You stood for me, I stood for you. You took this, I do this. Like it was just an eye for eye type of thing. So Matthew chapter 5, verse 38 and 39. Matthew chapter 5, verse 38, 39.
Ye have heard that it has been said, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth.
So, just like we just read, right? Go ahead.
But I say unto you that ye resist not evil, but whosoever shall smite thee on thy right cheek, turn to him the other also. So
that's not saying just don't be no pushover, but forgive that brother. That's what Christ was preaching, was forgiveness. You see what I'm saying? So go back to Exodus.
Exodus 21 and 26.
God.
If a man smite the eye of his servant or the eye of his maid, that it perish, he shall let him go free for his eye's sake.
So it's talking about you're serving a person that's working with you or working for you, part of your house. Read that part again.
And if a man smite the eye of his servant or the eye of his maid, that it perish, he shall let him go free for his eye's sake.
Go ahead.
And if he smite out his manservant's tooth or his maidservant's tooth, he shall let him go free for his tooth's sake.
Go ahead. So you're supposed to let him go if the tooth or you hit him in the eye, whatever. You're supposed to go overboard because you're supposed to deal with our people harshly. Go ahead.
If an ox gore a man or a woman that they die.
So that means gore means to strike or thrust. Go ahead.
Then the ox shall be surely stoned, and his flesh shall not be eaten.
So stone that, take care of that, stone that ox to death. Go ahead.
But the owner of the ox shall be quit.
So meaning he's not held responsible if he did it. If his ox did it. Go ahead.
But if the ox were wont to push with his horn in time past.
Meaning if his ox did that before, go ahead.
And it had been testified to his owner.
And his owner knew about it, go ahead.
And he had not kept him, But that,
Meaning, if he didn't cap a man, meaning he let him continue to run, do what he wanted to do. Go ahead.
but that he have killed a man or a woman, the ox shall be stoned, and his owner also shall be put to death.
Because it's both parties fought. Because he should know better. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
If there be laid on him a sum of money, then he shall give for the ransom of his life whatsoever is laid upon him.
So he was able, if he had enough money, he was able to pay his ransom to the point that, okay, I know you're supposed to kill me, but I got this amount of money, I give it to you. And then they're okay, you good. Go ahead.
Whether he have gored a son or have gored a daughter, according to this judgment shall it be done unto him.
Go ahead.
If the ox shall push a manservant or a maidservant, he shall give unto their master 30 shekels of silver, and the ox shall be stoned.
So what else are you supposed to get 30 shekels of silver to? Anybody know? Right. What else? Read that part again.
If the ox shall push a manservant or a maidservant, he shall give unto their master 30 shekels of silver, and the ox shall be stoned.
So give them 30 shekels for that maidservant, that woman, or that boy, or that manservant. So what else did our people give 30 shekels to? Go to Deuteronomy.
For the husband, too, and then that's 50, like if you want to marry a virgin, you have to pay the father, like 50 shekels or something like that.
Gone. So we don't have to get that. So yeah, it's similar. So it was more for of his household 50, and then for his servant, like his people that's not of his blood, only 30. You see what I'm saying? So go back. Exodus 31, read verse 30, where was that? 32, 33. Go.
If a man shall open a pit, or if a man shall dig a pit, and not cover it, and an ox or an ass fall therein.
So this ain't dealing with people, you know what I mean? He might be digging up his yard or something, forgot to close it, or forgot to put a warning sign saying, look out for this. Go ahead.
And if one man's ox hurt another's that he died, then they shall sell the live ox and divide the money of it. And the dead ox also they shall divide.
So it was a 50-50 thing. You partially responsible for it. My ox should not have been in your yard anyway, but still, you know what I mean? And still, you're supposed to 50-50, to be fair. Go ahead.
Or if it be known that the ox had used to push in time past.
So this damn animal is known for being vicious or known for doing stuff.
I just want to ask that, like, what if that ox was sick or something?
Yeah. known for doing stuff like that, right? Go ahead.
And his owner have not kept him in.
Yeah, he never kept them in. That's why I don't go to people's houses with dogs and all that other stuff. Don't go at that dog vicious. I ain't gonna do it. Go ahead.
He shall surely pay ox for ox, and the dead shall be his own.
So pretty much, that dead belonged to him, and that live one for the one that did it belonged to the other guy. So you trade, okay? That was it on that? Anybody have questions on that? I'm good. So Exodus 22.
If a man shall steal an ox or a sheep and kill it or sell it, he shall restore 5 oxen for
Read that one more time.
If a man shall steal, excuse me, if a man shall steal an ox or sheep and kill it or sell it, he shall restore 5 oxen for an ox and 4 sheep for a sheep.
So if you steal it, you just gotta pay back what you stole. Go ahead.
If a thief be found breaking up and be smitten,
meaning like breaking into your house or go ahead, your property. Go ahead.
And be smitten that he died,
and you have the right to defend yourself. Go ahead.
There shall be no blood shed for him.
So you ain't responsible for that. Give me first, what's that? 2 Thessalonians 1:6. So that's just like what Christ was saying about, if a man smites you, turn the other cheek. That's talking about forgiveness. That's not talking about if a man punching you and let him punch you again. No. Like, he's letting you know if somebody break into your house and they smite you, they hit you, or you was able to smite that person, you were able to kill that person using your property. So go to 2 Thessalonians chapter 1, verse 6. 2 Thessalonians 1, verse 6. Read that out.
And now you know what with
verse 1. Chapter 1. I mean. Fine. 2 Thessalonians 1 and 6.
Seeing it is a righteous thing with God to recompense
So
tribulation.
it's a righteous thing with the Most High to recompense, pay back. Go ahead.
To recompense tribulation to them that trouble you.
To those that trouble you, it is righteous to be able to recompense, to pay them back. To go back to Exodus 22, don't just be a pushover. Most High men of war. When Christians, that's why them Christians supposedly got when they got shut up by that church. You see when you lack understanding of the scriptures, your ass end up getting killed because they think in their head they can't defend themselves because they've been taught their whole church God is love. I can't defend myself. Turn the other cheek. So they literally the little white boy went in there and killed like 12 people, 10 people, something like that. Yeah, because they had that God loves everybody's spirit. And while the person reloading, you know what I mean, and all this other stuff, the other guys could have jumped on and do something, but they got that God loves and all this type of spirit. They didn't do nothing, end up all getting killed. A lot of them get killed. So go back to Exodus 22.
Exodus 22.
You know what I mean? Definitely, we gotta make sure of that. You know what I mean? That's just like that. Esau jumped on one of the brothers. You have to get dealt with. You know what I mean? Because you ain't about to just jump on one of us brothers, jumped on the brother back, and think we just ain't gonna do nothing about it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Esau learned his lesson. You know what I mean? So I'm be the first one. You know what I mean? So they gotta get dealt with. You know what I mean? His nose ain't gonna be the same no more. That's gonna crack. Go ahead, Exodus 22
and 3.
Come.
If the sun be risen upon him, there shall be bloodshed for him. For he should make full restitution if he have nothing.
So this is if the man is found with you know, by the time the day is over, he's supposed to restore it. Go ahead.
Then he shall be sold for his theft.
So he's supposed to work it off. You know what I mean? Where he give me Ephesians chapter 4. Or matter of fact, read verse 4. It goes with that. Salakia.
If the theft be certainly found in his hand alive.
So if he's found alive, breaking into your house or doing whatever he's doing, go ahead.
Whether it be ox or ass or sheep, he shall restore double.
So he's supposed to pay double. So give me what's that? Ephesians chapter 4.
Yeah, we're talking about that for long.
Paul, that's righteous.
Yeah, that one is righteous. It's righteous. It's like that for the next week.
Paul. Yeah, that's not. Paul wrote the book of Testament. Paul wrote the majority of the New Testament.
So Ephesians what?
Ephesians chapter 4 verse 28. So if the thief, if he stole something and he's not found with the item, he gotta restore it fully what he stole. And and if he don't got the money or whatever he's poor or whatever, he's supposed to be sold. I mean, he's supposed to work it off. And if he be found with it, then he's supposed to restore double, pay double amount. So Ephesians 4:28.
Let him that stole steal no more.
So let him that steal don't steal no more. Go ahead.
But rather let him labor, working with his hands, the thing which is good, that he may have to give him that needeth.
So if you working and stuff, you don't have to worry about stealing. You see what I'm saying? Go back to Exodus 22. Like I said, we're supposed to steal amongst each other. So go back to Exodus 22, verse 5 now.
If a man shall cause a field or a vineyard to be eaten, and shall put it in his beast, and shall feed in another man's field,
So he might walk past and just seeing a man in the vineyard and say, this beast is hungry, whatever. He's letting him feed it. Just go ahead, eat whatever you want. Go ahead.
of the best of his own field, and of the best of his own vineyard shall he make restitution.
So whatever that man has, the best of it, he's supposed to give it back to him. Go ahead.
If fire break out and catch in thorns, so that the stacks of corn or the standing corn or the field be consumed therewith, he that kindleth the fire shall surely make restitution.
So what is that called today? Arsenal? Is it called? Yeah, I believe it's arsenal. Yeah, like he's supposed to restore it. Go ahead.
If a man shall deliver unto his neighbor money or stuff to keep, and it be stolen out of the man's house, if the thief be found, let him pay double.
Go ahead.
If the
That's
thief-
self-explanatory. Go ahead.
If the thief be not found, then the master of the house shall be brought unto the judges to see whether he hath put his hand unto his neighbor's goods.
So say I borrow this brother some money. Somebody end up stealing it. You know what I mean? You good until if we don't find a thief. So then we're supposed to go to the judges and see, okay, you know, I don't know, this man looks suspicious. I think he might have something to do with it. And the judge is supposed to, you know, sort it out. You know what I mean? But some brothers do that. You borrow something, and oh, but I got stolen. You know what I mean? I mean, back in the world when I was doing stupid stuff and, you know, gave some brothers some money and stuff for some and end up getting it stolen and stuff, and I'm like, hold on, man, hold on, I think this man got something to do with it, you know what I mean? But that was just me doing stupid stuff. I should not have been doing that anyway. Go ahead.
9.
You said something. You know, he started like 10 for it, that was not. Go ahead. Go ahead.
For all manner of trespass, whether it be for ox or ass or sheep or raiment, for raiment.
It's like, what verse you at?
9.
Come on, read that one time.
For all manner of trespass, whether it be for ox, for ass, for sheep, for raiment, or for any manner of lost thing, which another challengeth to be his, the cause of both parties shall come before the judges.
So you might see, like, you remember we read about that, about lost and found. Like, if you found somebody, I think we read that a couple months ago, you found somebody's stuff, you're supposed to give it back to them. You're supposed to just be like, oh, I found this is a come up. You know what I mean? You're supposed to be like, okay, so if a person, like, hold on. Hey, like, that shirt look kind of familiar. Like, you sure that ain't mine? With the headband, I had that same outfit, you feel me? You know what I mean? I had that same outfit. Like, hold on, man, we might have to go see the judges, man. Go ahead.
And whom the judges shall condemn, he shall pay double unto his neighbor. If a man deliver,
So you see, because the judges was, the Most High was working with them, so they was able to know it. Go ahead.
if a man deliver unto his neighbor an ass or an ox or a sheep or any beast to keep, and it die or be hurt or driven away, no man seeing it, then shall an oath of Yahweh be between them both,
So you make an oath. You got sworn, go ahead.
that he have not put his hand unto his neighbor's goods.
So you're supposed to make an oath, like, hey, you know, I promise I ain't do nothing on everything, you know, whatever. Go ahead.
And the owner of it shall accept thereof, and he shall not make it good.
Go ahead. So the guy that read verse 11 again, it's like,
Then
got
shall
my train of thought. Go ahead.
Then shall an oath of Yahweh be between them both, that he have not put his hand unto his neighbor's goods, and the owner of it shall accept thereof,
But he's not responsible for it. Come on, go ahead.
and he shall not make it good. And if it be stolen from him, he shall make restitution unto the owner thereof.
So it was in his hands, so you're responsible for it. You know what I mean? You should try harder to not allow it to be stolen. Go ahead.
13.
Took more care of it. Go ahead.
13. If it be torn in pieces, then let him bring it forth for a witness, and he shall not make good that which was torn.
Go ahead.
And if a man borrow aught of his neighbor, and it be hurt or died, the owner thereof being not with it, he shall surely make it good.
So he's responsible. Make it up to that brother. You know what I mean, that's brotherly love. Go ahead.
But if the owner thereof be with it, he shall not make it good. If it be a hired thing, it came for his hire.
Go ahead.
And if a man entice a maid that is not betrothed,
So entice, seduce a maid, a woman. Go ahead.
and lie with her, he shall surely endow her to be his wife.
So we have to understand. I think a lot of brothers don't understand. Sex is not the only thing that makes you married. That is not what makes a person married. Not just sleeping with the woman. You see what I'm saying? There was many customs that our people did. Either the father giving them to them, or you sleep with a woman and you pay her father 50 shekels of silver. So go to Deuteronomy 22 now. Deuteronomy 22. So it's not just, okay, I just sleep with a woman, because you have a lot of brothers that think like that. Like, okay, don't make no type of vows, no nothing. Just, okay, I'm just sleep with this person. That's my wife. No, it's more to it. You gotta make vows. You know what I mean? Some people do feasts, through weddings. You know what I'm saying? Which was like a party, like a feast. You know what I mean? Like Laban did for Jacob. You know, these different things we had, we did. We just didn't, let me just snatch you up and, okay, this is my wife. No. Yeah, you can't just snatch them up and just, like, that's not Hebrew marriage. You know what I mean? It's more, yeah, the sex finalize it and, or consummate it, but it's more, you still gotta make that vow. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
22 and what?
28 and 29. You still have to pay that dowry. Matter of fact, go back to Exodus 22, hold Deuteronomy, Salakia. Go back to Exodus, verse 16.
And if a man entice a maid that is not betrothed,
So if he seduce a maid, talk her into being, and she's not promised to nobody, go ahead.
and lie with her, he shall surely endow her.
The word endow means to pay a dowry. Just because you lay with her, you still gotta pay a dowry. You just don't pop a woman and just say, that's my wife. You still have to pay that dowry. Go ahead.
If her father utterly refused to give her unto him,
So if her father's like, hold on, I don't want you with my daughter. Go ahead.
he shall pay money according to the dowry of virgins.
You're still supposed to pay that dowry. You see what I'm saying? Because the father has the right to say, oh no, I want my daughter with you. But you still have to pay. Now go to Deuteronomy 28. You have to pay the dad. You see what I'm saying? So that's some cultures still do that. I think in China, they're like, oh, you're going to pay for my daughter $5,000 or something. Like, you want my daughter $5,000. So a lot of them still, a lot of Edomites be going overseas and be getting them Filipinos in different nations and be paying like $5,000 and stuff. So they still go on. Mm-hmm. We lost that amongst our people and stuff. But you should still out of respect, at least as the father. You know what I mean? As the father, go to the father as man to man, because, that's out of respect. You can't just pop and be like, nah, that's my wife. And that's why a lot of brothers, that's why you gotta that's important to make that vow. I'm gonna do a video about, marriage and stuff too, soon. Like, it's good to make that vow, because if you don't make a vow with a woman, then that's why a lot of sisters be like, oh, he had sex with me, he just took off. You see what I'm saying? Oh, he just took off. You see what I'm saying? But when you make that vow, you held accountable for that vow. But I can see the woman going off and different stuff, then that vow is null and void. If she's going off, if she's not being a pleased to dwell or whatever, then let her go. But if she's a pleased to dwell, that's your wife.
Vow without dowry is still.
Yeah, done.
Without dowry is still good.
Done. So read Deuteronomy 22 and 28, 29. Because there was many ways to deal with marriage. It was many customs we had. Just like we had the go into the wedding chamber, lay down the token of virginity was you lay down a light sheet, and once that it was kind of like the whole, everybody knew. Everybody was just like everybody seen you go up and it was like a thing, like, okay, let's see if she's a virgin or not. Put that light sheet, the man goes into her, she's a virgin, she'll bleed on that sheet, he gives that sheet to her father, and then, he has her token of virginity. So if anybody try to say, she wasn't a virgin, he's like, right here, she was a virgin, I got the cloth. You see? So that's why when you go and dealing with the whole marriage situation, if you go have sex and not give that sheet to the father, you don't have the token of virginity, and you walking around pregnant, everybody gonna look at you kind of strange, like, hold on, she didn't give she don't have her token of virginity, how do you get pregnant? You see what I'm saying? The whole public's gonna be like, hold on, she committed adultery. Your marriage wasn't, you didn't supposed to go into the wedding chamber until December. It's April. Hold on. How are you pregnant? That's why when you get understand, that's why it's very important to understand the law. Then you'll be able to understand the New Testament. If you don't understand the law and you read certain things in the New Testament, you will get lost. It will completely lost you. That's why we're sticking with the laws, statutes, and commandments, understanding the customs, the traditions that our forefathers and foremothers had. So go to Exodus 22, and read verse 28.
If a man find a damsel that is a virgin, which is not betrothed, and lay hold on her, and lie with her, and they be found, then the man that lay with her shall give unto the damsel's father 50 shekels of silver, and she shall be his wife.
So you see, once he paid the father, then she should be his wife. Everybody understand that? It wasn't just a boom. Read verse 29 again.
Then the man that lay with her shall give unto the damsel's father 50 shekels of silver, and she shall be his wife.
Then she should be. Huh? No, Deuteronomy
22 and 23.
Yeah. Read that one more time. Deuteronomy chapter 22.
Then the man that lay with her,
Deuteronomy 22, verse 28 and 29. Read that one time.
if a man find a damsel that is a virgin, which is not betrothed, and lay hold on her, and lie with her, and they be found, then the man that
So he
lay
pretty
with
much
her,
he pretty much dealt with her without asking the father. Go ahead.
then the man that lay with her shall give unto the damsel's father 50 shekels of silver,
Then he's supposed to pay her father 50 shekels of silver, right? Go ahead.
and she shall be his wife.
Then she's supposed to be his wife. Go ahead.
Because he hath humbled her, he may not put her away all his days.
You see that? So go back to Exodus 20. So it's more to marriage than what people think. So Exodus chapter 28, not just the sex. Sex just don't make your marriage. A lot of people having sex with a woman that doesn't mean it's their wife. You see what I mean? You gotta make that vow. You gotta make that commitment to. And still in the name of Yahweh Shema Shaka Rashak. Everything you must do, Colossians 3:17, you must do in the name of Yahweh Shema Shaka Rashak. That's the seal. You know what I'm saying? So Exodus chapter 22, where we was at, 17 now.
If her father utterly refuse to give her unto him, he shall pay money according to the dowry of virgins.
So the father had the right to say, nope, I don't want you. You ain't about to, even if a woman, you remember if his daughter made a vow, we went over that, I think a couple months ago, if a woman made a vow, and her father heard it, he could be like, nope, that's void. You know what I'm saying? I don't want that, what you just made a vow to, I don't want it. And because she was in his house, that stand. Her father had permission to say that. Or just like if a wife make a vow, okay, I vow to not cook chicken anymore. Or whatever it might be, you know what I mean? And then the husband like, hold on, I like chicken. You know what I mean? Maybe, I don't want you, no, we ain't making that vow. And she had no say so. So go again, verse 18, it's like it.
Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live.
So in ancient times, you was practicing witchcraft, which many people of our people was doing that. Many kings, many of our people, many leaders was practicing witchcraft. They were supposed to be put to death. And that's why you go like different parts of Africa and different parts, they be putting them on fire. They be setting witches on fire and stuff, and wizards. Go ahead.
Whosoever lags with a beast shall surely be put to death.
That's common damn sense. You know what I mean? That's all he was doing when he was on them ships coming over here with Christopher Columbus now. They was sleeping with animals. That's where a lot of these diseases came from. So I think what syphilis, chlamydia, I think, comes from sleeping with sheep and dogs and shit. Go ahead.
He that sacrifice unto any god, save unto Yahweh only, he shall utterly be destroyed.
And which our people was doing. They were sacrificing the false gods, and that's why we was able to be destroyed. And that's why that curse is still upon us. We're still under the Deuteronomy 28 curse. Go ahead. And that curse ain't gonna be lifted up off of us until in the kingdom. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Thou shalt neither vex a stranger nor oppress him, for ye were strangers in the land of Egypt.
So give me Leviticus 19, verse 1. So there's many different strangers in the Bible. They have strangers amongst our people, or stranger. Is the word stranger, foreigner, Gentile, heathen, Sojourner all means the same word. You know what I'm saying? So, what stranger we didn't supposed to vex? Let's see. Because a lot of people read this and might say, "Oh, you weren't supposed to." Even heathens. Yeah, come on. Heathen. All of them are the same word. All of those. So a lot of people might say, "Oh, you can't do it to the heathen," meaning the people that's of the other nations. Yeah, the Gentiles. But when people understand, we had our people that was called Gentiles or heathens or foreigners or strangers. So what Gentile are we referring to? You know what I'm saying? So this is, if thou neither shall vex a stranger or oppress him, which one is talking about? Give me Leviticus 19. The precepts we can understand in verse 1 and 2.
And Yahweh spoke unto Moses, saying, speaking to all the congregation of the children of Israel, and saying to them, ye shall be holy, for I, Yahweh your God, am holy.
Jump to 33. So this is Moses speaking to the children of Israel, right? 33 and 34.
And if a stranger sojourn with thee in your land, ye shall not vex him. But the stranger that dwelleth with you shall be unto you as one born among you, and thou shalt love him as thyself. For you were strangers in the land of Egypt. I am Yahweh your God.
So remind you, the land of Israel, all the tribes wasn't in like all together. You had us in Israel, and then you had Benjamin over here, Judah over here, Ephraim over here. You know what I mean? So that's why when the Ruth story, when she came, or when she was a stranger, you know, to the land of Judah. You see what I'm saying? Because she was living in the land of Moab or Ammon, which eventually got taken over. So if I'm an Ephraimite and I'm coming into the land of Judah, I'm a stranger. Even though we're brothers, I'm a stranger to your land, because Judah had their own inheritance. I had my own inheritance. Different tribes had their own land mass, right? That's why you look at some maps, you'll see like the different lands split up, because it was like that. So go to prove it to 1 Kings 8. 1 Kings 8. Just to prove that a stranger doesn't necessarily can mean two things. So 1 Kings chapter 8, verse. Could you have strangers of
The time is 4:45. The Minneapolis Central Library will be closing in 15 minutes.
So you have strangers of our people and strangers of the other nations. So let's just prove all things. 1 Kings 8 and 41. Read that.
1 Kings 8 and 41.
Come.
Moreover, concerning the stranger that is not of thy people Israel.
See that? Everybody see that? Read that one more time.
Moreover, concerning a stranger that is not of thy people Israel.
So if a stranger just represents another nation, why did it have to say that? Read that one more time.
Moreover, concerning a stranger that is not of thy people Israel.
So this particular stranger was not of our people Israel. Now give me Ephesians chapter 2. So you see how it's the difference? It's you got strangers of our people and strangers of the other nations. So when you read stuff, you got to read in context everything. You got to say what stranger is talking about. Okay, let me see. And that's why I said, if you don't understand the Old Testament, you're not going to understand the New Testament. It's impossible. And that's why the Christians are so confused, because they don't read the Old Testament. So they read stuff in the New Testament. See, the Lord loved the Gentiles. That's us. Ephesians, what I say? Ephesians 2 and 11 and 13. Ephesians
Wherefore,
chapter 2, verse 11 to 13.
Wherefore, remember that ye being in time past Gentiles.
Remember, we all was Gentiles. We all was strangers. We all was heathens. We all was sojourners. We all was, come on, go ahead.
Who are uncircumcised.
Read from the top of your slide.
Wherefore, remember that ye being in times past Gentiles in the flesh.
Go ahead. We was doing all these fleshly things. We was doing the ways of the heathens, right? Acting the way of the heathens. Then we became heathens. Go ahead.
Who are called uncircumcision by that which is called the circumcision in the flesh made by hands.
So we were part of the circumcision, but we wasn't acting like we was uncircumcised in the heart. We wasn't following the ways of our fathers. Go ahead.
That at that time ye were without Christ.
So when we was all without our big brother Christ, Yahushua, we was all heathens or Gentiles. Go ahead.
Being aliens from the commonwealth of Israel.
So we was aliens to the Commonwealth. The Commonwealth is the citizenship, the right of a citizen. Go ahead.
And strangers from the covenant.
And what was we?
And strangers from the covenants.
And we were strangers to the covenant. Why? Because we was without Christ. We wasn't, I always believed in Christ because I wasn't doing what Christ said. So I was still the Gentile. Go ahead.
Of promise, having no hope and without God in the world.
But continue.
But now Christ, Yahushua, ye who sometimes were far off, made nigh by the blood of Hamashiach.
That's why Yahushua had to die, to adopt us back to the promise. To remind you, the Lord cast us away. He's like, man, y'all wicked. I don't even know how to. Especially Northern tribe, he cast them away. So Christ had to die on the cross to adopt us back to the Father because we was going off. We committed fornication. So
like I asked you about it in testimony, and having people talking about our brothers when he was talking about strangers. It's cool if our brothers trouble us, we can trouble them back on that when we talking about strangers.
yeah, that pertains to anybody. Yeah, come, because if somebody, like I said, like if somebody break into your house, you just sit there and say, oh, we got to turn the other cheek. That's a fool, you know what I mean? They're like, hold on, you gotta be. It's a righteous thing to recompense to pay back them that doing harm to you. You know what I'm saying? So just like. That's like a twofold scripture because then also apply to Esau, all the things that he done, it's going to be a righteous thing to pay him back for all the things that he done. All the atrocities he done, it's going to be righteous to pay him back with him. Now the Lord said, be patient. He's going to put the spirit up on Israel to do that.
He's going to recompense the Father and all that, right?
Yeah, he's gonna bring up on his head, but we have to be patient and wait. But we all gonna know when that time of judgment comes. You see what I'm saying? We gonna know. Yeah, come. Revelation 14:12. So go back to Exodus 22. So yeah, we got patiently wait. You know what I mean? But they gonna get their judgment. They definitely gonna get it. No doubt. You know what I mean? God. So go back to where was that? Exodus 22 and 22 now. Is it?
Yeah.
Come.
You shall not afflict any widow or fatherless child.
So we aren't supposed to do what?
You shall not afflict any widow or fatherless child.
So we aren't supposed to do, like, put them down in different things. Like, we gotta be careful who we say things to. You know, I mean, you gotta be a way to approach people and stuff. You can't, oh, you dirty bitch, you this and this and then all this stuff. The Most High ain't gonna, I'm telling you, a lot of brothers gonna get judged just for disrespecting his people. You know what I mean? You gotta make sure, okay, that person's doing wickedness. It's a way to approach people. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
If thou afflict them in any wise, and they cry at all unto me.
So if you afflict them, you put them down to the point that they cry to the Most High. Go ahead.
I will surely hear their cry.
He will hear their cry, right? Go ahead.
And my wrath shall wax hot.
And
I will kill you.
And he will do what?
And I will kill you with the sword. And your wives shall be widows.
And your wives will be widows. Go ahead.
And your children fatherless.
So hold that. Give me Psalms 56. So that's what I'm saying. We got to be careful of who we offend. You know what I mean? Because Most High, I see some brothers on YouTube teaching this stuff, and they just cussing out every person that walk past as our people. Yahushua did not do that. He was putting down the scribes and Pharisees that knew better, not putting down brothers and sisters that know better. You know what I mean? I can see that person's in wickedness, but just don't let a person walk past. Look at that dirty slut, this and that. You know what I mean? Nah, you know, that's the way. You know what I mean? Don't do that. Most High don't play with that, man. You gotta be a, you know, you'll never know if that person's gonna wake up or anything. So Psalm 56, we always live in that dead state.
Yeah.
So Psalm 56, verse 8 and 9. Check this out.
Thou tellest my wanderings, put thou my tears into thy bottle. Are they not in thy book?
Are they not what?
Are they not in thy book?
So the Most High is keeping record of all the tears that's being shed. He's keeping record. Go ahead.
When I cry unto thee.
When he do what?
When I cry unto thee.
So David said, when he cry unto the Most High, go ahead.
Then shall mine enemies turn back. This I know, for God is for me.
Read verse 8 again.
Thou tellest my wanderings, put thou my tears into thy bottle. Are they not in thy book?
So he's letting them know the Most High definitely knows all them tears that's being shed and stuff, all the things that people are saying about other people that's not true or whatever, and they're making that other person cry or whatever. Most High's going to, punish that person. You see what I'm saying? Was that on that? Yeah, Con, go back. That's why it's good just to worry about you and yourself. You know what I mean? Like when you just like, I'm just okay, doesn't, you know what I mean? Let them do them. I'm just gonna do me. You know what I mean? So go back to don't be another man's affairs like that. Go ahead.
25.
Con.
If thou lend money to any of my people that is poor by thee, thou shalt not be to him as a assured. Neither shalt thou lay upon him usury.
So yeah, I can't borrow. Let me borrow you something. Hey, brother, you have to give me about 20% entrance. That's Esau. Esau does that bull crap. You go to a loan. By the time you take out a college loan for a couple of thousand, you down there. Oh, by the time you get out about 15, 20,000, and it's gonna keep on building because it's actually just making them like them barely payments, them $100 payments. No, you gonna be paying all your life. Go ahead.
If thou at all take thy neighbor's raiment to pledge, thou shalt deliver it unto him by that the sun goeth down.
The pledge is like insurance. Like, okay, I borrowed you something. Let me get that nice garment you got, that nice coat you got. Go ahead.
For that is his covering only. It is his raiment. For his skin. Wherein shall he sleep? And it shall come to pass when he crieth unto me that I will hear, for I am gracious.
So you got, understand that brother, that's his only, coat. Get that brother back his coat. Don't be like, oh no, you still wait till you got paid me to get this. Yeah. And it's cold as hell outside. No, show that brother love. Go ahead.
And thou shalt not revile the gods, nor curse the ruler of thy people. Thou shalt not delay to offer the first of thy ripe fruit and of thy liquors, and the firstborn of thy son shalt thou give unto me.
He reminds you, the Most High, he required the firstborn, but the first of everything. Go ahead.
And likewise shalt thou do with thine oxen and with thy sheep. 7 days it shall be with his den. On the 8th day thou shalt give to me.
On the 8th day, child is supposed to be circumcised. Go ahead.
And ye shall be holy men unto me. Neither shall ye eat.
So you're supposed to be holy men. We gotta understand and walk like this. We gotta walk the talk the walk.
Walk the walk.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. So we can't just be hypocrites. Like that's what the scribes and Pharisees were.
Time is 4:55. The Minneapolis Central Library will be closing in 5 minutes.
So we must be holy men. The Most High made us a holy nation of kings and priests. You know what I mean? So we gotta be that holy nation that the Most High intended us to be. So read verse 31 again.
And ye shall be holy men unto me, neither shall ye eat any flesh that is torn of beasts in the field. Ye shall cast it to the dogs.
So give me the last scripture, Revelations 22, I believe. Revelations 22. Verse 12 to 14.
And behold, I come quickly, and my reward
is coming quickly. Go ahead.
And my reward is with me, to give every man according as his work shall be. I am Alpha.
According to his work shall be. Go ahead.
I am Alpha and Omega.
The beginning, the first thing was created, the last. Go ahead.
The beginning and the end.
The
first and the last. Blessed are they that
Blessed are what?
Blessed are they that do his commandments.
No, that got the best doctrine.
That do his commandments.
That can break down the whole Bible.
That do his commandments.
Blessed are those that do his commandments. You can know the whole Bible, don't enter into the kingdom. Go ahead.
That they may have right to the tree of life.
So if blessed are those that keep the commandments of the Most High. So all praise to Abinawa Yahweh Ba'Shem Mashiach Yahushua. I hope y'all got edified through the Spirit. Shalom.